You run out of the vaccine, so the drive-through clinic at the fairgrounds will not move forward today, right?
That's unfortunately correct. I can tell you, I was extremely, extremely sad to have to tell my team that yesterday. But yes, that's the case.
How are you telling folks who had already pre-registered?
So we have we sent mass email out to all 10,000 folks who were registered last night, and we're sending folks. I'll be out there this morning just to let people know in person, and the LSU police folks are also going to meet folks there this morning, just in case anybody didn't get the notice.
Did too many people sign up? Did you not have enough vaccine? Where's the disconnect? What I don't want to say went wrong, but what happened?
Yeah. So we believed we had a secure access to more vaccine going forward as we used it, and that just didn't turn out to be the case.
Are you allowed to give more detail about that? You said, well, we thought we had more, and it's not here. I mean, can you explain that a little bit?
Come on, it's a backlog at the state. Everybody knows it. Who's dropping the ball here?
Is that true?
Well, it's really not a state. It's not a state or local issue. It's above that, and
pardon me. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. It's above that. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's really. I think it's at the federal level. The federal government is allocating to states, and the state has a very small allotment compared to what we expected we would get. And I think every state has less than they expected, and of course less than they want. And so it's. I think it's very complicated, but it is not a state or local issue, as best I can tell.
Okay.
Who does it at the federal level? Who does it come from? I would imagine the bureaucracy at the federal level is an unbelievable thing.
Yes, I believe it is.
And I'm sure you deal with this all the time. What can you tell us about what didn't get done?
Well, it's part of it is that the supply chain from the manufacturers has not been as prompt as expected, and initially they had committed to 50 or 60 million doses by the end of the year, and only about half that has come online, and so it is a very complex time. It's very challenging. I really want folks to be patient. We're going to get vaccine out as absolutely as quickly as we can. We were very successful. Over 3,000 people have been vaccinated in the past 3 days, and the state knows it, and they know that what we're doing is a priority for getting more people vaccinated.
How many more people are registered already? You got double that, huh?
Yeah, we've got another 7,000 people registered who want to come get vaccine, and I encourage people to continue to register, because that helps us anticipate the need and justify getting as much vaccine as we can when it's available.
What's your hope now for when the next shipment of vaccine could be here and you could start this operation back up?
Well, we know we're not going to have vaccine in the coming week, so it's a week-by-week allocation from the federal government, and we're hopeful that we'll be in the next allocation.
Is in your mind, is the problem with the way the feds are distributing the vaccine, i.e., did something happen with the pipeline? Did somebody else get ours? Is there a fight among states to get a limited amount of vaccine? What exactly? Yeah. What can you tell us?
Well, yeah, like I said, there's not been as much vaccine as the manufacturers indicated in November, December that they could actually deliver. And I think that's the major blockade at this point. The other piece is that it is a 2-dose regimen. You get 1 dose, and then 3 weeks later you get a second dose. And the priority is that people get both doses. It's more important. At a public health level, the decision was made that those second doses will be reserved for the people who got first doses, as opposed to giving a lot more people first doses.
That brings up this question. The folks who got the first dose this week, they're still on schedule. Nothing's going to impact them coming back, and you'll communicate with them, correct?
Correct. We have included that in our mass email, yes.
You sound real frustrated. Is there somebody you can yell at?
No, at this point, there's nobody to yell at. I think more than anything, I'm sad because I've talked to hundreds of people there waiting the past few days, and just how appreciative they are, how patient they've been, and I've gotten emails overnight. I know some folks are very frustrated by having to wait, and I just want people to be assured that it will be worth the wait. As soon as we have vaccine, we're gonna move it out as promptly and efficiently as we can.
Sort of kind of an offshoot to a previous question. We have a shortage. Is it just here, or is it all over Louisiana? Do they have a shortage in Texas, Arkansas, Georgia?
Every state wants more than they have. There's no doubt about that. Every state wants more than they have. Some areas of our state have had very, very little access to vaccine so far. We've been very blessed. My mother lives down in Lake Charles, and she says there is very, very little activity happening there in terms of vaccinations. A few pharmacies have a couple of hundred doses at most.
Other clinics that had a supply of the vaccine. Is it just LSU Health, or is it everywhere, even private clinics or private physicians and stuff like that? Everybody. So it's everybody in our area and beyond that had access. Now it's sort of dried up temporarily.
No. There is an allotment coming out from the state, over the next couple of days. So some of the hospital systems and pharmacies are going to get allotments. They're relatively small allotments, again, compared to the need and the number of people who really want to get vaccine, and that's the complexity. So, those allotments will go out. We're just not in the rotation this time to get an allotment is part of it.
Doc,
and I understand that.
You told us early on you had enough vaccine. We were questioning, did you have enough? And you said, I've got enough to do 1,000 a day. Was it a case of the water faucet was on pretty full steam ahead at that point, and now they've kind of backed the faucet off?
Yeah.
And you anticipated it would stay on full steam?
Yeah, we did.
You think somebody just, I don't want to say lied to you. Think somebody sort of steered you the wrong direction? Do you think somebody above you was overly optimistic? What do you think the problem?
Yeah, maybe it's all me, Robert. Maybe I'm the one who was so overly optimistic. And as I said, we've demonstrated the success we can have, and I've got 100 emails, thanking me for how efficient it was, how great it was. Thank you for the porta potties being there, all those kind of things, so it's really just a matter of the state has to balance a lot of competing interests, and they want to have distribution as broadly around the state as they can, and with the limited number of doses that are available, they really are making a tough decision in how to do it, and so I laud our leadership at the state level. They're in a very, very tough predicament.